In most countries, reaching 70 often means slowing down. Aches in the knees, stiffness in the back, a sense of heaviness that makes daily movements harder. But in Japan, it's common to see men and women well into their 80s still walking tall, tending their gardens, and living with remarkable energy. To many, this looks mysterious. Is it just good genetics, or perhaps luck? The truth is much simpler. What keeps Japanese seniors so strong and mobile lies not in expensive medicine or secret supplements, but in small habits, postures, and gestures that may seem ordinary, yet, when repeated every day, have the power to preserve strength, balance, and vitality. Scientists now know that over 90% of mobility issues in older adults are not caused directly by age, but by the way the body is neglected. It's not time that destroys our joints and muscles, but how we stop using them. And that's exactly where Japanese tradition holds wisdom the rest of the world has often overlooked. Instead of waiting for problems and treating them with pills or surgeries, the Japanese build health through practice. They rely on consistency, not complexity. Their movements require no gyms, no special equipment, just awareness and discipline. And what makes this so fascinating is that these same postures are available to anyone, anywhere, at any age. The first is called seiza, the practice of sitting on the heels. At first sight, it looks like a matter of etiquette, a polite posture at a tea ceremony or family gathering. But inside this still position lies powerful training. When you sit on your heels with your spine tall and arms relaxed, the quadriceps stretch deeply, the ankles and feet strengthen, and the spine is forced to hold itself upright. Muscles that are usually ignored begin to work again. Circulation improves, posture corrects itself, and even common issues like foot pain start to ease. For those unaccustomed, placing a cushion between the hips and heels makes it easier. Just 30 seconds a day is enough to begin, and gradually, the body adapts. What starts as discomfort slowly becomes a grounding ritual that teaches both balance and patience. From this stillness of seiza, we move into strength with a stance born from the discipline of the samurai. Kibadachi, often called the horse stance, is more than a symbol of combat readiness. With legs apart, knees bent, and spine upright, the entire body is drawn into stability. Holding this stance activates the deep muscles of the legs and hips, strengthens the glutes and core, and retrains the body to resist sideways imbalances. For seniors, this is invaluable because it directly reduces the risk of falls and fractures. To practice, simply place your feet wide apart, as though sitting on an invisible chair, spine tall, core gently engaged. Begin with half a minute, then extend the time as strength grows. The secret is never to rush. The benefit comes from consistency. And while Kibadachi teaches firmness, the next posture adds something else: lightness and agility, the grace of a cat. Neko Ashidachi, known as the cat's paw stance, looks almost playful at first. The back leg carries most of the weight while the front foot barely touches the ground with its toes. But behind this delicate form lies a powerful lesson in balance. By standing this way, the ankles, calves, hips, and feet are all forced into action, creating a sharper sense of stability. For seniors, it means learning once again how to make quick adjustments when balance falters, a skill that can prevent dangerous falls. At first, the body may tremble, but that is the training itself, the nervous system sharpening, the muscles rediscovering their role. With practice, the stance becomes second nature, and the body moves with a feline readiness, light yet controlled. If the cat's paw brings agility, the next posture brings stillness. Zazen, the seated meditation of Zen Buddhism, may look like a moment of quiet sitting, but it is, in truth, an exercise for both body and mind. Sitting cross-legged with the spine tall, the chin slightly lowered, and the breath slow and deep, the body becomes a stable base. Muscles along the spine, the abdomen, even the pelvic floor, all those often forgotten postural muscles, are awakened. At the same time, the nervous system shifts into calm, stress melts away, and clarity returns. Research today shows that regular practice of seated meditation not only lowers stress hormones, but also improves resilience and mental sharpness. 5 minutes a day is enough to feel its effect, but over time it becomes a foundation for balance in both body and mind. From quiet stillness, we turn to raw strength. Shikodachi, the wide stance of sumo wrestlers, is a position that demands solidity. Feet apart, knees bent outward, and body rooted as though it were a tree. What seems like sheer resistance is in fact a complete training. It activates the thighs, glutes, and hips, strengthens the lower back, and engages the core. More than that, it increases mobility in the pelvis and hips, areas that often stiffen with age. The load it places on the bones even helps fight osteoporosis, making them denser and stronger. In Japan, sumo wrestlers use it to stand unshaken before opponents, but for seniors, it becomes a way to restore stability, strength, and confidence in daily movements. Holding this stance just for a short while each day teaches the body endurance and steadiness that no pill can give. And then there is the wall squat, a posture that looks almost too simple to matter. Yet this modern practice, widely used across Japan, is one of the most efficient ways to build strength without strain. Standing with your back against a wall, sliding down until the knees form a right angle, you create a silent challenge for the body. The quadriceps, glutes, and core fire together, circulation improves, and posture aligns. With deep breathing, the heart and lungs also share in the exercise. At first, 30 seconds may feel long, but with time you'll discover the endurance growing inside your muscles. Small adjustments, like holding a cushion between the knees, further awaken stabilizing muscles. Though quiet and simple, the wall squat builds a foundation of resilience that supports every movement in daily life. When we look at these 6 postures together, we begin to understand why so many Japanese seniors remain strong, independent, and graceful well into their 80s and beyond. It isn't luck, and it isn't a miracle. It is the discipline of small, consistent actions, repeated every day, until they shape the body anew. Sitting on the heels, standing like a warrior, moving with the agility of a cat, breathing in meditation, holding the strength of a sumo stance, or resting firmly against the wall, each posture is simple, but together they form a philosophy. The real secret to Japanese longevity is not hidden in genetics or expensive remedies. It lies in consistency, simplicity, and respect for the body. Aging with strength doesn't require intensity, it requires daily care. Every gesture, no matter how small, accumulates over time. Each minute you spend in one of these postures is an investment in your balance, your confidence, and your independence. So the question is not whether these postures work. They have stood the test of centuries. The question is, which one will you begin with? Will you start with stillness, with strength, or with balance? The choice is yours, and whichever you choose, the journey begins the moment you decide to practice. And remember, aging well is not about doing everything at once. It's about doing something every day. The body responds to care, to discipline, to attention. That is the Japanese secret, and it is available to you right now.